Well, there might be a new service motion.
Carlos Alcaraz just survived a tricky first-round test at the Australian Open, and he's now one step closer to making history as the youngest man to complete the career Grand Slam, beating Rafael Nadal's record. The only major missing from his collection is the Australian Open, and after his opening win, he's making it clear this is his main goal for the year. History is within reach. Do you think Carlos Alcaraz will complete the career Grand Slam at the Australian Open this year and break Rafa Nadal's record? Or will Jannik Sinner stop him? Drop your prediction in the comments. Carlos Alcaraz walked onto the court at the Australian Open on Sunday with one clear mission: win the only Grand Slam title missing from his collection and become the youngest man in tennis history to complete the career Grand Slam. He'd be breaking Rafael Nadal's record, which is fitting considering Alcaraz trains at Nadal's academy and has been called Nadal's spiritual successor. His first-round opponent was Adam Walton, an Australian wildcard ranked outside the top 100. On paper, this should have been a straightforward match, the kind where Alcaraz cruises through in straight sets, barely breaks a sweat, and saves energy for tougher matches ahead.
Alcaraz will.
But if you've watched Alcaraz's career with any consistency, you know his first-round matches at Grand Slams are rarely straightforward. There's always drama, always some weird tension, always a moment where you start wondering if an upset might actually happen. Sunday was no exception. Alcaraz won 6-3, 7-6, 6-2, which looks comfortable on paper. But the match itself was far from routine. Walton, playing in front of a home crowd desperate for an upset, broke Alcaraz's serve midway through the second set and gave the Spaniard genuine trouble.
Oh!
Alcaraz broke back quickly and eventually closed out the match in comprehensive style, but there were definitely moments of concern. The kind of moments that remind you Grand Slam tennis is unpredictable and even massive favorites can get caught if they're not locked in mentally. After the match, Alcaraz was refreshingly honest about the challenge. He told Eurosport Spain, "The truth is that the first match is never simple. Opening matches at Grand Slams are never easy. It's the first of the season, my first official match of the year." He continued, "I think today was a match with ups and downs. Some very good levels, some slightly less good levels, and some difficult situations. I think for a first match, it's quite good to resolve these types of situations." That maturity is what separates Alcaraz from a lot of young players. He's not pretending the match was easy just because he won in straight sets. He's acknowledging the difficulties, crediting himself for navigating them, and recognizing that facing adversity early in a tournament can actually be beneficial. Because here's the thing about Alcaraz and first-round Grand Slam matches. They've been problematic throughout his career. Most famously, at Wimbledon 2025, he was pushed to 5 sets by Fabio Fognini in the opening round. Fognini is a talented player but well past his prime, and Alcaraz should have handled him more easily. But Alcaraz has this tendency to start tournaments slowly. He needs a match or two to find his rhythm, to get comfortable with the conditions, to settle into the grind of a 2-week Grand Slam. Once he gets rolling, he's absolutely devastating. But those early matches, they're always a bit sketchy.
Backhands that are so safe, are so intent.
Sunday's match against Walton fits that pattern perfectly. Not a disaster, but not dominant either. Just enough struggle to make things interesting before Alcaraz eventually imposed his will and closed things out. Now let's talk about what's actually at stake here: the career Grand Slam, and the chance to break Rafael Nadal's record as the youngest man to achieve it. Alcaraz is only 21 years old. He's already won the US Open twice, Wimbledon, and the French Open. That's 4 Grand Slam titles across 3 different surfaces. The only major missing from his collection is the Australian Open. If he wins in Melbourne, he completes the career Grand Slam at 21. Rafael Nadal completed his career Grand Slam at 24 when he won the 2010 US Open. That means Alcaraz would shatter Nadal's record by 3 full years. Think about how absurd that is. Nadal is widely considered one of the greatest players in tennis history. His career Grand Slam took years of relentless grinding, overcoming injuries, and mastering different surfaces. And Alcaraz could potentially do it 3 years younger. That's not just impressive, it's historically significant. It would cement Alcaraz as one of the most talented players ever to pick up a racket and suggest that his ceiling might be even higher than anyone currently realizes. But there's a massive obstacle standing in his way: Jannik Sinner. Sinner won the Australian Open last year. He's the defending champion. He's playing the best tennis of his life right now, having just won the ATP Finals and established himself as the most consistent player on tour. And he's on the same side of the draw as Alcaraz, which means they could potentially meet in the semifinals. That matchup, Alcaraz versus Sinner, with a spot in the Australian Open final on the line, would be absolutely electric. The two best young players in tennis, both in their early 20s, both chasing legacy-defining achievements. Sinner trying to defend his title and prove he's the superior player. Alcaraz trying to complete the career Grand Slam and make history. The head-to-head between them is incredibly tight. They've played memorable matches across different surfaces, and the results have gone back and forth. Nobody has established clear dominance. It's a genuine rivalry where either player could win on any given day depending on conditions and who's executing better. Federer recently weighed in on this rivalry, saying he relates more to Alcaraz's style of play: the creativity, the variety, the willingness to come to the net and hit drop shots at unexpected moments. But Federer also acknowledged that Sinner's relentless baseline consistency makes him incredibly difficult to beat. If Alcaraz and Sinner meet in the semifinals, it'll come down to who's handling the pressure better. Alcaraz has the experience of winning Grand Slams on different surfaces, but Sinner has the confidence of being the defending champion in Melbourne. And let's not forget about Novak Djokovic lurking in the draw. Djokovic recently rated his own chances against Alcaraz and Sinner in Melbourne, making it clear he's not just there to participate, he's there to win. Djokovic has won the Australian Open 10 times. He knows the conditions better than anyone, and even at his age, he's still capable of beating anyone on his best day. So Alcaraz's path to the career Grand Slam is far from guaranteed. He's got to navigate tough opponents, handle the pressure of chasing history, and potentially beat both Sinner and Djokovic in the same tournament. But if anyone can do it, it's Alcaraz. His talent is undeniable. His mental toughness has been proven in pressure moments at the US Open, Wimbledon, and the French Open. He's already won on hard courts, grass, and clay. The Australian Open is just another hard court, and he's already proven he can dominate on that surface. Alcaraz's comments after the first-round win reveal his mindset heading into this tournament. He's focused, he's aware of the challenges, and he's confident in his preparation. He mentioned that getting competitive rhythm back and resolving difficult situations early is beneficial for the rest of the tournament. That's the right approach. He's not overconfident, but he's not doubting himself either. He's treating this like any other tournament where he has to win 7 matches to lift the trophy, and he's taking it one round at a time. His second-round opponent is Jannik Hanfmann, a 34-year-old German ranked 102 in the world. Hanfmann just defeated American player Zachary Sveda in 4 sets, so he's coming in with some confidence and match sharpness. Hanfmann is also not someone to take lightly. He's an experienced tour professional who's beaten top players before. Most notably, he defeated Stefanos Tsitsipas, who was ranked 5th in the world at the time, at the 2023 Mallorca Open. He also pushed Djokovic to 3 competitive sets at the 2025 Shanghai Masters, losing 4-6, 7-5, 6-3. So Hanfmann can play. He's got weapons. He's not intimidated by big names. And he's got nothing to lose playing against Alcaraz, which makes him dangerous. But realistically, Alcaraz should win that match. Hanfmann might steal a set if he's playing well, and Alcaraz has a lapse in concentration, but over the course of a best-of-5 match, Alcaraz's superior talent and fitness should prevail. After Hanfmann, Alcaraz would face either Corentin Moutet or Michael Jeng in the 3rd round. Neither of those players poses a serious threat to someone of Alcaraz's caliber. By the 4th round, he'll start facing seeded players and genuinely tough opponents. That's when the real tournament begins for Alcaraz. The early rounds are about getting through without injuries, building rhythm, and conserving energy. The later rounds are about executing at the highest level against opponents who can actually challenge you. The pressure of chasing the career Grand Slam is real, though. Alcaraz is human. He feels that weight. Everyone's talking about it. The media is asking him about it constantly. Fans are expecting it. And that expectation can either fuel greatness or create tension that leads to underperformance. So far, Alcaraz has handled pressure remarkably well throughout his career. He won his first US Open at 19 years old, became the youngest world #1 in history, and has continued to deliver in big moments. But this is different. This is about legacy and history and potentially doing something only a handful of players have ever accomplished. The career Grand Slam club is incredibly exclusive. Only 8 men in the Open era have done it. Rod Laver, Andre Agassi, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and a few others from earlier generations. If Alcaraz joins that club at 21, he's not just joining, he's doing it younger than anyone else ever has. That would put him on a trajectory to potentially surpass even Djokovic's Grand Slam record if he stays healthy and maintains this level for another decade. It's almost scary to think about what Alcaraz could accomplish if everything goes right over the course of his career. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right now, the focus is Melbourne. 7 matches, 1 title, the completion of the career Grand Slam. Alcaraz has the talent, he has the game, he has the mentality. Now he just has to execute. The tennis world is watching, history is waiting, and Carlos Alcaraz is ready to make it happen. So there you have it. Carlos Alcaraz survived his first test and is now 6 wins away from completing the career Grand Slam and breaking Rafael Nadal's record as the youngest man to do it. If you want coverage of every step of his journey and all the latest tennis news, smash that like button and subscribe. Who wins the Australian Open? Alcaraz, Sinner, or Djokovic?